Hi gang, and welcome to day 2 of the 12 days of chiropractic. Yesterday we learned about stress, what it was and how it affects us. Today, as I said yesterday, we're going to go forward and look at the individual types of stress. And today's stress we're going to look at is mental emotional stress. I think most of us, when we think of the word stress in general terms, this is a type of stress that we think about. Where we have the feelings of anxiety, we have fear, we have maybe depression. And so most of us, in some part of our life, would have experienced this type of feeling. And usually the cause of these stresses is things like financial stresses, workplace stresses, high demand, and then relationship stresses, whether that be with our partner, with our children, other family members, or our friends. And so some of us will be going through some of that right now, and others have experienced it at other times. And I think when we get into these senses of this anxiety or this type of stress, we start to perceive more negative things in our life than positive. That it's very hard to see that there perhaps is a balance, that perhaps is some good things happening in our lives. We get so consumed by the now and what's right in front of our face. We discussed yesterday that one of the things that happens in a stress is that our short-term memory shuts off and our logical thinking gets suppressed. So it's no surprise that it's hard to think past that situation. And I think, how do you feel when you're in these situations? Do you feel upbeat or do you feel down? Do you feel healthy and vibrant or do you feel perhaps sick and flat? Well, we feel sick and flat. So it's interesting. And these things are what we're thinking, not necessarily what is actually happening. So it's our perceptions of what's going on around us. So if we can think and perceive things as being negative, can we think and see things as being positive? Well, the answer is yes. And while it's difficult, it is definitely attainable. And today, that's what we're going to talk about to help you deal with your emotional stresses. Because let's be honest, Christmas can be a heightened sense of stress. Rather than being a time of great joy and celebration, some of us feel the burdens, the financial burdens, the workplace demands, catching up with family that perhaps we don't really want to. So this is why it's important at this time of year in particular to see that there is perhaps some things in our lives that have some positive meaning that we can be thankful for. And this is the exercise that we're going to do. So I want you now to go and get a piece of paper and a pen, and when you're ready, pause the video if you need to, and come back when you're ready to do this exercise. So now you've got your pen and paper. I want you to write at the top of the paper things that I am grateful for today. And then down the side of the page, just 1 to 5, and we're going to write 5 things that we're grateful for. So before we explain why it's important, why and what you're supposed to feel, we're just going to go through the exercise. So in terms of being grateful for things in our lives when we're stressed, there are many things. Now, for me, it might be waking up in the morning and my daughter giving me a kiss and a hug and telling me she loved me. It may be that you get to work and your boss pats you on the back, doesn't say anything, just pats you on the back, and you know that they appreciate what I do. It could be that at lunchtime you go out for a walk in the sun, smell the air, see the flowers, and just be thankful that you're alive. It doesn't have to be big, but it has to be true to you, and you have to be able to feel it. And that's the key. So once you've written down what you're going to do, I want you to read over your list and feel them each individually and get a sense of how that feels. For me, when I think about my daughter or my son giving me a kiss and hugging me, that fills me with great joy, and I feel that, I get tingles down my arms thinking about it. Why is this important? Well, when we're thinking better, being kind to ourselves and thinking better, we have a release of some hormones, and we're going to call them happy hormones. There's serotonin and dopamine. Now, what is that important? Why is it important that these happy hormones are released? Well, not only does it make us feel better, it actually physiologically helps us heal. So if we've got any stress or any illness that we're trying to deal with, these hormones help us heal and regulate ourselves. Okay, so if we can get ourselves in a state of gratitude and realise that there's things in our life that are positive, not just negative, and we can feel them, we're going to have a greater sense of feeling better. and we actually physiologically going to make changes inside. So that's our next step for today. I encourage you to, if you haven't done it already, to go down and write the 5 things that you're feeling today. If there's more, just write them as well. I thank you for doing the exercise. I look forward to speaking tomorrow where we touch on biochemical stress. Thanks for watching.